Hello, everybody. My name is Ainur, and my today's presentation starts with a question. Are you still doubting your intelligence? Are you still doubting yourself? And in fact, have you ever been told that you are smart, maybe because you are the best student in your physics class, or maybe you just finished a great essay? But what if you just didn't do any of this and you have a beautiful voice? Are you still smart? You are. And by my today's very short presentation, I will prove you that. In fact, professor from the Harvard University, Howard Gardner, in his theory of multiple intelligence, tells us that there is no such a thing as a single intelligence. And in fact, every human being is discovered to have at least like 8 of different intelligences. Also, Gardner notes that intelligence is not a thing that we have in our minds, that we have put in our minds, but instead, it is a potential, the presence of which allows us to develop as a human beings. So, also, there are a lot of interesting other theories that are also very interesting. And one of them is a theory by psychologist Raymond Cattell, who first proposed the theory of fluid and crystallized intelligence. What he's saying is that fluid intelligence activates when you encounter an absolutely new problem that you cannot solve with your existing knowledge. And crystallized intelligence activates when you have some basic knowledge, your from your prior learning and from your prior experience. And as we age, as our knowledge accumulates, as our understanding accumulates, our crystallized intelligence also becomes, also it gets stronger. So, but how this information could help you as a student who is searching for your way? So, first of all, I'll give you a list of 8 types of intelligence. And to help yourself, you can write down the realms in which you are really good at, and then match them with my presentation and write down the possible career choices from my presentation. So the first 2 types, which I'm going to introduce you, they are really important because most of the standardized tests and most of the IQ tests, they valorize them. And so the first is linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence is the ability to use your language. Poets and journalists tend to have this kind of intelligence. Second is logical mathematical intelligence. And as the name implies, it's the ability to do mathematical proofs, to do scientific reasoning. Possible career choices are computer programmer, mathematician, economist, accountant, scientist, engineer. So it's great to have language and logical intelligence because most tests really rely on them. But if you do well in school, in those tests, as long as you stay at school, it's great. But if you ever go out into the woods or into a farm, you then find out that other types of intelligence are at least this important. So here comes the third intelligence, which is a musical intelligence. It's the capacity to appreciate different kinds of music, to produce music, to listen to music, and this may entail the ability to sing or play various musical instruments. Here are possible career choices. So the fourth intelligence is spatial intelligence. It's the ability to find yourself in a space nearby, to to solve problems, to think abstractly, to create images and visualize in 3 dimensions and mentally rotate these things which you created in your mind and to mentally move them. A chess player would have a spatial intelligence. A surgeon would have a spatial intelligence. But there is also another variety of spatial intelligence, which means the ability to navigate in much broader in much broader navigation. So it's how you find your way around a large territory and a large space. Similarly, with the fifth intelligence, which is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. As you might see, it's the ability to use your whole body to solve problems, to make things. Craftsmen, piano players, or actors would have bodily kinesthetic intelligence. And it comes in two flavors. Second flavor is being able to use your hands or other certain parts of your body to solve problems or to make things. A piano player would have this intelligence. So, numbers 6 and 7, they have to deal with human beings. And in fact, it's interpersonal intelligence. It's the ability to understand the people, to know their motives, to work with them, to lead them, to understand and appreciate their emotions, to be sensitive to their feelings. So the possible career choices are politician, negotiator, also team manager, psychologist. Intrapersonal intelligence, it's quite different because it's about the understanding of yourself, who you are, and in fact, in our modern world, it's very important because many of us lead our lives and find our ways, and so we often switch careers. Number 8 is a naturalistic intelligence. It's the ability to understand the nuances in nature, but in fact, everything that we do in a commercial world also deals with nature. For example, why would you choose this haircut rather than another one? So the potential career choices are geologist, farmer, scientist, botanist, florist. The others are teaching and existential intelligence. I would like to say more to you about the existential intelligence because it's a kind of intelligence that requires the ability to think about the big questions, about the psychological, about the philosophical questions, about the artistic questions. So, like for example, what is going to be in the future? Critical thinkers are not afraid to change the norm. They are not afraid to change the norm. For example, my dog could have more of a spatial intelligence, but no other animal in this world have existential intelligence. And it's a part of a human being, it's part of our condition to think about the questions of existence. So this refers to people who can mind, who can think not only about their own lives, about their own well-being, but think about what is going to be better for the world, for the well-being of many others. They can go beyond themselves and to think about the well-being of many other people, to deal with the global questions. They are not afraid to ask big questions and to seek answers to them. But here comes the problem. If you devote too much time on improving one of the type of this intelligence, you won't have much time to improve the other parts. So the big question is, should you play to your strength or bolster the weaknesses? In fact, scientists cannot give you an answer to that. But I decided to improve my types of intelligence. Since my childhood, I was very interested in biology, in making sketches of animals and of plants. So I chose this career path. Also, I first became interested in biology when I visited the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. And here you can see some pictures which I took of the books that first inspired me. For example, this is some ancient scripts of the Maya. Here are other books. And after this, I decided that I don't want to quit on my artistic hobbies. I want to improve my artistic intelligence. So here you can see some of my paintings. As you can see, these two paintings, they are the copies which I made from the favorite artist, Van Gogh's paintings. And the second is our fish, some landscapes, nature sketches. My favorite artist so far is Quincy. In fact, maybe because we have the same birthday, 27th of January. Anyway, I was very upset, and I was very upset when I heard the news that his museum in Mariupol, Ukraine, was destroyed by a bomb hit. But here are some of my favorite works of Quincy. It's a Birch Grove, Ukrainian Night, other version of Birch Grove. So the next type of intelligence that I wanted to improve in myself is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Because in fact, I'm a bad dancer. I have a bad body awareness, and I did not dance before. So in the 10th grade of my high school, I decided to go to the ball in our school. And at the same time, I decided to attend martial arts classes, karate classes. So here are some pictures. Piano lessons could also count as some bodily kinesthetic intelligence. And then, recently, I had a very interesting cooking experience while I was working in a sushi restaurant. And here you can see my first sushi roll, which I made. And also one of the amazing experiences that I had last summer, it was my internship on regional television as a filmmaker. In fact, you can also try your hands at many different things like I did. For example, I choose biology, but I continued to do all of these things as a hobby. And to conclude, I would like to say that our purpose as human beings is to improve, to create, to make new things, and not to destroy. Thank you for your attention.